Alright. That's just... How many people... Well, this is a good question. How many people do you know have taken their car or bike tests, motorbike tests, several times? That's 5, 6, 7, 8 times. But you heard the stories 10 times, 12 times. Seriously, there are people out there taking their car test 12 times. And the reason, and when I thinking of it, it's like Jeremy Clarkson said it once. It's like, after you sort of your third time, should you really be taking it again? Because I mean, if you're not cut out for it, you're never going to be cut out for it, are you? Because I was watching Deal No Deal the other day. I say the other day, I'm talking quite some time ago. There was a chap on it who had retaken his car test 7 times, and said the problem was every time a big vehicle like a lorry or a bus came past, he closed his eyes as he was still driving. And I was thinking, so really the only reason why you passed was because you didn't shut your eyes. Didn't shut your eyes because there was no lorries, no buses that came that very time. But obviously, once he now passed his test, he's still going to do it again, isn't he? And it's going to cause an accident. And I was just thinking, at what point does taking a car test come down to luck? I passed my car test the very first time, and I passed my motorbike test the 3rd time. And even more so, the car test was first, and I did a motorbike test about 2 years later. But anyway, you can sort of understand when people say, if you do something dangerous in your car test, like dangerous, properly dangerous, let's say you do it 2 or 3, like, take the test, and you do it 3 times, say, should you actually be learning to drive? Should you be allowed to drive, shall I say? I was indicating the wrong way, I think, then. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get stuck in traffic now, because I'm an idiot. Should you be allowed to take your test after the 5th time? And I was just thinking, maybe you should put a limit on how many times you're allowed to take your test. Maybe. Sometimes if you... My dad was... Basically, my dad had a friend who was like... she was 30 odd, and she was learning to take a test, and... my dad couldn't understand why she couldn't pass, because... she had her own sort of car, so my dad took her out for private practice. She drove fine when he took her out, and then when it came to the test, she'd always fail. She'd changed instructors about 4 times, and she even had my driving instructor. My driving instructor is probably one of the best instructors you can have, right? He must be the only guy who you could probably where you could probably crash the car, and he still wouldn't raise his voice. My driving instructor is awesome. She did eventually pass the test, but it was maybe like 7th or 8th time, something ridiculous. I think one of my cousins has passed her 5th time. So I'm just wondering, and you hear that saying, like, you see someone park and you go, how did you pass your drive test? Easy. I'll tell you how I passed mine, because I'm a rubbish parker. I hit the curb once. yeah, I parallel parked and I still hit the curb. And I got a minor. I redid it and I got it perfect the second time. Again, it's sort of more, as that's what I'm thinking, is it down to luck? But then you got some people who pull out or don't know how traffic lights work, or how not to go around a roundabout, or go around a roundabout wrong, and it's like, that's not you being rubbish, that's just you not being able to drive. So, who thinks that we should have a cap? Jesus Christ! Speed off! Biggest bee I've ever seen. Who thinks that we should put a cap limit on how many times you can take your tests? Let's say if you commit a dangerous manoeuvre twice or 3 times, you're not allowed to take your test again, and if you commit a serious 5 or 6 times, you're not allowed to take your test, and that's what I'm thinking of. Now, if you're just wondering, like I said earlier, I failed my bike test twice before I passed it. I failed the first time because I committed a serious, no minors, 1 serious. Like I said, I've been followed in the car on that test, and he says, the woman's just sort of reaction like, It's like, she didn't slam on the brakes or anything, but she was like, right, what are you doing? Pulling across there. And then the second time, I committed the same manoeuvre 3 times wrong, which is basically the standard pull up to the side of the road and then take away, you know, that one. But obviously, I didn't indicate. I think, no, what was it? I indicated after left. You tit. So then I eventually learnt that. And what was amazing, like on the third test, because I had the same instructor for the obviously the second one, which I failed, obviously doing that same manoeuvre. On the third one, he made me do it again and again, 3 times, but I did it perfectly this time. So I escaped, and I passed with about 3 minors, I think. Anyway, I'm back home. So see you later, guys.